Hey, YouTubers, Tazman here, bringing you another episode of Taz Teaches Java. In our last episode, we started working on how to detect if a win has happened or what the state of the cards is. And if there is a tie, then we recall or we recursively call our card check and do it again, and we keep doing that until there's not a tie. Now the odds of there being many ties, pretty rare, but it does happen where you have at least one or maybe two. So we've done this. We've created these two dummy, well, they're not really dummy, we just haven't created them yet, but we have display results and reward the winner. And as you can see with display results, we are passing it here in this case to display the results. We're passing it as 0. With reward winner, we're not using this as player 1 or player 2 as much as we're using as source and destination. So in this case, the source for reward winner would be the player 1, and the destination would be player 0. That way we can use the same function to reward both player 1 and player 2. So as you can see here, we're rewarding player 0 instead of player 1. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. I think that's how I want it to be, right? Yeah, because source is giving to destination. Because what they do in war is the one that wins, then gets all the cards that are on the deck, and they get them put into their deck. So let's go ahead and work on our display results. I hope my voice holds out. It's been getting a little squeaky and stuff as of late, so hopefully it'll work out. So first thing we're going to do here is we're going to have our winner. So we're passing it who the winner is. So if player 1, which is element 0, is greater than 2, then clearly they won. So we want to declare the winner or display the results, I guess. So first thing we're going to want to do is maybe set up a string to hold kind of a status. So let's do a string, stri, a string for, and let's just call it status. And we're going to set it to nothing. It's just so that it's declared and initialized. Then what we're going to want to do is, how should we do this? Let's do it this way. I don't know if this is the most efficient way, and this is where I was saying that when you first get it, just get it so the code works. It doesn't have to be super efficient, because version 2, you'll go and revise it and you'll make it better. You'll fix things. You might delete entire portions of your code and rewrite, more efficient and better ways of doing it. You might move functions from, say, the main or whatever from one area to the other just because it makes more sense. But right now we're just trying to get some kind of functioning prototype. So this is going to output to the console, and we're not returning anything, so it's just going to use a system out just to get it out there. So we're going to say system out, and this is going to be basically just saying displaying on the console who wins. So in this case, we're always going to have player 1 be first, so it's going to output the name of player 1. So remember, that's in player, players, bracket 0, and we want to get the function toString. If you remember, the toString for our players function simply goes and says, what does it say here? ToString, string message. So it gets the hand of the card. Is that right? Message plus card. Yeah. So this is getting the values of their cards. So player 1's values are going to be compared or shown comparison-wise to player 2's values. And we'll just have something like either an arrow pointing to the winner or an arrow pointing to the loser. And maybe it'll have some special to denote a war. I think, yeah. So let's go back to our war. So this is going to output the card the value of the card that the winner had, or not the winner, the player won. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check on our winner here to see what it is, and we're going to have a if statement, I think. So we're going to say if winner here. So if it's 0, then we know that player 0 or player 1 won, right? So if it equals 0, and let's see, I think, let's not do a print line here. And we're not putting a space here, so we're going to want to start our thing with a space. So we're going to say status, so we're going to say our status equals, and then maybe something like 2 spaces, and maybe just kind of a ASCII arrow pointing to the winner. So that means if it's this person, it'll point this way. If it's the second player, it'll point that way. And we'll have to come up with something for if it's a war. So then we want to say ELSE, else if, whoops. So else if we want to say WINNER, winner equals 1. Then we're going to go ahead and we can just copy this guy, do Control C, Control V here, and we're going to replace these two with dash dash, and these two with arrow arrow. So that'll point to the winner if it's player 2. And then we will have player 1 with, there can't be any other option. However, we did say up here, didn't we say we were going to have it be a special case? We were passing it 2. So then we want to maybe, we could just say else, because if it's not 1 that won, it's not 2 that won, then it's just going to be anything else. So this value could actually be like a 7 or whatever you want. We're just using something that's not a 0 or 1. So let's just say ELSE, and this will be STATUS. Actually, let's just copy this, C and V, and maybe just something that kind of makes it maybe like equals minus, and then maybe war. I don't know, I guess so. And it looks like we might need to put a space. Let's add one more just so we have an even number and a space there. We could do this. And now delete a space there. I don't know. I guess that works. So this will just output to the screen saying, for example, player 0, and if they're the winner, then the arrows will point to that. Now this is just status. So the next thing we want to do is we're going to output the status with a print, not print line. So we're going to say S out and get rid of the LN, and we're going to say STATUS like that. And then we're going to do the exact same thing that we did up here. However, it will be player 1. And I think that is what we need there. However, we will want to add a new line to the end of this one, like so. I think that completes that guy. So now let's go ahead and figure out the reward winner. Now the reward winner is going to be a little tricky in the sense that we need to go look at the cards, or remember we have that card pointer. I think we're going to use that maybe. Yeah, we're going to need that card pointer in order to know how many cards we're taking off the deck of the opposite player. So in here we have source and destination, and that's just so we don't have player 1, player 2 In other words, we have to have a much more complex setup. So let's go in here, and first thing we're going to do is we need to basically just get the cards, right? So let's do this with a 4 and do int I, why not I? We always use I, equals 0, semicolon, I is less than, and it needs to be less than the card pointer, player dot card pointer, and +1, because we want, this is elements we're translating it to, so we need to do +1 to re-increase what we decreased earlier when we set up it, and I++. Oops, wrong one. And there we go. So now what we need to do is think. So we're going to say PLAY players. We're accessing the player's destination, right? So destination dot add. So we're adding a card to the player destination. So source is where we're getting the cards from. Destination is where we're putting them. And we need to have it be, so this is going to loop through, so we need to grab each card while the card pointer is not met or is lower than the card pointer. So this will be a new card that we're adding to the deck. Card, and then do PLAYER players, and this will be source SRC. So this will be a 0 or a 1 depending on what we passed. And then we want to say dot, and we want to do our get value weight. But we want the one in the player, and we set that up. How did we set that up? Do we do get? Didn't we set it up where there was a different one, get value weight? Yeah, because this is the one in player, right? And then this is get value weight. This is if we had a location. We don't have a location, so we just want that. All right, so just to recap what this is going to do, we need our close parenthesis. Right. Wait a minute. Do I need? Oh no, because our add card, is this right? So our add card has the, this is where we're getting the weight, and then remember we're also going to get the value, the suit, correct? So we're getting a new card. We're setting, because if we remember, when we generate a card, we pass it the value weight and the suit weight, and that generates our card. So what it's expecting us to do here is we're getting the value weight. Now we need to get the suit weight. So this is going to be the same, PLAYER players, bracket, and this will still be the source, SRC, and then we need to, whoops, bracket, do get, did we do get value suit? Did we not create that? I don't think we created that, but we need that in order to do it. So player, we are getting value weight, get value weight. So we need one more in here to get value suit. So let's go ahead and we'll go look what we want to do here. We basically just want to do the same thing that we did with get value weight, right? Hand size -1. Yeah, I think. And I don't think we need, we don't care about the suit when we were doing it, but here we do care about the suit. So what we want to do is say public, and we're returning the integer, and it's get value suit, right? S-U-I-T, suit, and we don't need to pass it anything, we're just getting it. So here we're going to say return, and let's think, we need our hand dot get, because it's an array list, so we need to get the hand, and that's the one we want. So we want to get the hand size, so it's going to be hand dot size, and remember, let's see, do we need, yeah, we're getting hand size, and then we have to subtract 1 because the element will actually be, there's one less element than the size, because size counts 1 through whatever, where elements start at 0. I keep repeating that because you need to drill that into your head. Make sure you understand that. Actually, hold, is this right? Yeah. Hand size, and then -1, and then we want to do dot get suit weight. There we go. So this is going to return the suit, the last suit, because that's what we're doing in our loop. We're just going through and we're getting the very last one. So it's kind of the same thing as this guy up here. So now we can do this and say player dot hit dot, I think I hit insert because my thing's weird, and we can do get a value suit. And then with that, we will need to have our other parenthesis, right? And a semicolon. So that's our first thing. We're adding a new card to match what the old player had. Then what we need to do is we need to remove that last card off the player, the opposite player. Let's see, are we missing? We have that one. Oh, we need one more parenthesis, it looks like. There we go. That should fix it. All right, so now that we've copied, so to speak, the player from the losers or the sources deck, now we need to remove that card from the sources deck so they don't have it. And remove card, I believe we have that function, right? So if we say PLAYERS players / and we're removing the sources, and we need to remove, nope, we don't have a remove yet. So let's go get a remove card, players remove. So let's see, where should we stick this one? Let's just put it after the get value suit. Seems good to me. So here's it. Actually, let's put it after add card. That seems to make more logical sense to me. Okay, so we're gonna do a public public, and we can do a void because I don't think we're actually returning anything. So we can say public void, and we'll call it REMO remove card, and we're not passing it anything because it's just gonna go grab the top card. We don't care about anything else, and it's simply going to be we're going to use the array list remove, so hand dot remove, and then all we have to do is tell it the index. So as you can see here, we're just telling it the index that we're removing, and that index will be our hand dot size -1, and that should do that, removing the card from the player's hand. All right, so is that right? I think that's right. Now we come back here and we can hit this, and we got our remove card. So this is our loop. We are going ahead and adding a card, a duplicate card from the source. We're adding it to the destination. Then we're removing that card. So then what we want to do after we've done that, we're done. So we probably want to reset card pointer because now the entire deck has been shuffled over to the winner. So we're going to say PLAYER because remember this is a static variable, and we're going to card pointer equals, oops, just one equals, we're not comparing, 0. Okay, then we probably just want to output stuff here. So like I said before, we could do it and return a message and have that message. It's actually better to do it that way, where you're passing a message. That way the people that are using your war.java class can actually modify what they want it to say exactly. But we're just going to do it this way. So we're going to say s out, and I think, oops, we're back into insert mode or out overwrite mode. And we want to say s out and maybe something like score, score, and then have a carriage return /n, and I'm going to actually carriage return it there just so we can line everything up. Do a plus and then do this, and then we're going to line it up. So there's our return. So we're going to have our next one like that. Let's do that just to line it up a little better. Let's see. So actually, we want to have a score. So then we want to have this on the next line. So this will be our thing to say which player won or what the scores are for them. We already know who won. So we want to say score, and score will simply be probably just the hand size, how big your hand is. So let's go ahead and say, maybe put a couple, let's put a tab here. Just so it has score when it outputs, and then it'll kind of have it indented. And then delete that guy. And then we're going to say player 0, so we'll do player 0 score. Where are all these extra characters coming from? Actually, I know exactly where they're coming from. Right there. So this will be PLAYERS players bracket 0 because player 1. So player 0, and we have a get name, right? Get. We do not have a get name. That one's going to be a super easy one to write. So maybe we'll put that up here. Wait. Oh no, this is setting the name. So let's go ahead and do this and say public public string because we're returning a string, and we're going to say get name, and we're just returning RTURN. This is a return return. Holy cow! Return, and this will be name. That was one of the easier ones we've written, right? So we're just returning our name, and so this is get name. So there's that. Let's think now. So then we want to probably have something to separate the names. So let's do maybe 2 spaces, a dash, 2 more spaces. Oh wait, no. This is wrong. I want to do player get name, a space, and maybe their score. So let's do maybe a player get name, maybe a little colon. Whoops, I don't know what I just did. I think I control up. I think I increased the. Did I increase the font again? No, I think I just hit control down or control up. I don't know. Maybe it's a bigger font. You can tell me. All right, plus, and then we want PLAYERS play. Oh my gosh. Players, and we want 0, and we just want the size of the hand because this is how many cards they have. That's how you tell. Now we do have. I think we have that as a private. Do we have that as a private? Do we have a hand size or something like that? Or wait, no, no, no. No, because it is private, so we will want to get a hand size. Wait, we do have that. Didn't I just see it? Add, remove, draw card, move card. Alright, well let's put it right here then. And do public public, and we're returning an integer of the hand size, right? Hand size, and we're just going to say public int and hand size, do that, and we're just return hand dot size. And we don't need to do -1 because we're not messing with elements. We're just telling it how big the hand is. So that should do that. Go ahead and save that. This guy still has an error because of this. And now we have hand size. So we have that. Let's do a plus here. I'm going to do another enter. Even though we don't have a new line for an enter, I just kind of want to line up our player stuff. So then if we have the plus up there, so all we basically have to do is take this same thing, Control C and Control V, and just for giggles, we're gonna line it up right there. And then this will, of course, instead of, how do I want to, yeah. So this will be player 1. Oops. So this will be player 1. And this will be player 1. So this should output now to the user who won. And then this one displays the user to the screen. This one rewards the winner and then also sets the score. Then the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to probably, let's just stick, so we don't have to remember to do it later, stick a new line here since this is just a print. And then what we want to do is we want to reshuffle our hands. Now at war, generally you just put them at the bottom of the deck. However, to put them at the bottom of the deck, what we would have to do is create a temporary array, and we would need to move all our existing cards up X amount, however many cards we're putting in, to put those underneath. So we could do that, but it seems like it'd be a lot easier just to put them on top of the deck, because then you're just adding them and then reshuffling the deck. Not exactly how you would do it in the game, but I think for our purposes, it will simulate what we want. PLAYER players, dot, or not dot, bracket. And instead of using 0 and 1, we're still going to just leave it, well, I could use 0 and 1, but for fun, we're just going to say destination first. We're going to shuffle his deck. And do we have a shuffle deck? I'm pretty sure we do. Or shuffle hand, right? S. We don't have a shuffle hand yet, so we need to go into player, and it's going to be easy enough to write. It's not going to be a very big one. This looks a lot bigger. That looks a little better to me. So we're removing card, drawing card. Right after remove card, I think I'm going to stick it. For no other reason than I can do what I want. No, PUBLA. So we're doing a public function because we want to be able to access it outside. It's not going to return anything because all it's going to do is shuffle our hand. And then we're going to call it SHUFFLEHAND, shuffle hand. We don't need to pass it any variables or parameters. And we are going to call collections. And I don't think, do we have to import it? Collections, yes. And then dot, and there's a method called shuffle. And we're going to simply shuffle our hand. So there we go. So now you'll see add a collections up there. And this will shuffle our entire array. We did this, I believe, was it in deck? Yeah, so we used the collections there. That's what I thought. So now we can simply shuffle it. So do shuffle, shuffle hand. So there's player 0, or our destination player, the winner. And then PLAYER, players, and we'll just do SRC. Really, I don't know why I'm doing it that way. We could just do 0, 1, but for the fun of it. Okay, so there we go. That completes that. And I think, let's go make sure we have no errors. We still have our, where we're generating. Now, do we actually have this doing anything? We just create a deck. Wait, what one wasn't being used here? Max cards and cards left. I don't know if we're going to use those. These are just things that we thought would be good to have for other games. Although I guess technically cards left would be hand dot size. Max cards would be how many you have in your hand. They could actually be good things to have as a generic player. Let's run this. I don't think it's going to do anything, but let's run it, just see what it does. Crashes or something. Does absolutely nothing. So what we want to do then, we would want to have, we're going to have a giant loop, unless we just do it once. And we could set up a game loop in here that would go through the whole deck until it's done. We kind of understand loops, I think. So let's just verify it works. So what we would do is do war dot check cards, I think. Because if we go into war, check cards is going to display our user, our winner, right? And it's going to also reward our winner. So this will just do the single card. It'll show us if it's a war, but we would just stick it in some kind of loop. So as you can see here, we have a loop somewhere. Actually, no, we have it outputting the hands. So 3 of diamonds, 2 of diamonds. So that's not right. Score Tasman. Oh, we need some stuff here. Tasman 25 Derby Fam. Okay, I've gotta remember. I'm gonna go through the code and I'll let you know. I think we just have some extra things. I think it's in deck. I think it's this guy maybe. I think we have some S outs in places that we were using for troubleshooting. No, that's display deck. That would be fine. I think like when we generate the deck or something, or maybe it's in player. We have our print. So this is pretty good. We don't have any S outs there. We're just going to take a quick look. This is if we're displaying the deck. We might be calling display, or no. Yeah, we might be calling display deck somewhere, because this is going to system out display the deck. Let's just verify in here. We don't have anything. Nope. Player. We already looked at player, didn't we? String doesn't look like it, so maybe it's up here we did it because we were testing. Player, blah, blah, blah. So we're S outing here. Is it our 2-string? No, that should be fine. The question is, why is it outputting so much? It's like it's outputting the whole deck. I don't know. We're out of time. We're at actually 35 minutes, so I don't want to go way too much more. So I'm gonna look at it, see if I can figure out where the error is, and then I'll let you guys know. Maybe I'll just mark it with like a to-do or something so it stands out. But we'll look at that in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter. Check out my Discord and my other channels. And that's it. Until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.